While there is a lot of value in delegating to volunteers, many creative services are best left to a true professional. So, in this episode, we discuss a better approach to hiring creatives at your church. I'm your host, Luke Clayton, and welcome to Church Media HQ. Now, remember, you can actually get full access to all episodes of this series without having to wait each week by signing up for our all-new forever free membership at churchmediahq.com. You know, most all designers and creative freelancers, they're going to require upfront payment to even just start a project. Well, here at Church Media HQ, we did that for the longest time, but we actually no longer have this requirement, which means that you can actually send requests for new designs or even start a new website at no upfront cost to you. All you got to do is send your requirements. Our team delivers the design concepts, and you're only going to pay if you like what you see. And this is just one of the many features available through our forever free plan. You know, like I said, you're also going to get early access to this entire series, and you're going to get early access to all content that we put out on our podcast and YouTube channels and so forth. And you can actually sign up right now, again, completely free at churchmediahq.com. Now, cost is no longer a barrier for you to start your next design or web project because you can start for free at churchmediahq.com. That's churchmediahq.com. Welcome to your weekly coaching session that will teach you a new concept, provide creative insight, and maybe even help you avoid a mistake, all so that you can achieve excellence in your media and marketing. If you find this content helpful, then please help somebody else out by sharing this with another leader or creative like yourself. So the dream of most church leaders is to eventually reach a point where you hire an in-house graphics guy or media director or media team. And I have seen this, it's a very common, if you will, desire and ambition that I see amongst many church leaders out there and pastors, because I mean, that's what they're seeing in the big churches, the mega churches. That's what they're doing. They have entire teams of people that just produce their graphics and their videos. And it is a fantastic kind of dream, but really we have to think about reality. We have to think about where you are at right now. And so with that in mind, I want to talk about this concept of just hiring full-time. And if we're going to hire full-time, we're going to hire a full-time creative professional, well, we have to consider that there's actually two breeds of creative professional. The first is the self-taught volunteer or guy who's already on your staff that's just kind of learning it on his own. And the second is what we consider the trained professional who actually, got educated in it or has worked for an agency or something like that, a creative agency or firm. And so the advantages of hiring this trained professional is that they should be really, really good at their job, and they could really take your church's media to the next level. And in any area of investing into the right hire can be a game changer for your church. So I'm not going to hide the ball on that one. If you hired the right creative professional that was truly good at what they do, I mean, it could absolutely revolutionize your outreach, your marketing, and it could really help your church grow. But there are some downfalls to consider when it comes to hiring a true creative professional. Oftentimes, this trained professional, they enter into a career of creative marketing and media, and they're hoping to make a high income while pursuing what they love to do. Here is just a little bit of a breakdown of salaries that certain creatives expect. So with a graphic designer salary, if they have less than 5 years of experience, they're expecting to make upwards of $50,000 a year. If they have over 5 years of experience, well, they're going to be looking to make $58,000 or more a year. If you're a web app or developer, what they would call a junior web developer, meaning that they don't have a lot of experience or just getting started, well, even for that, they're looking for $50,000 a year. And if somebody is a high level and they really know what they're doing in web development. The average salary is $75,000 a year, and the high, if you will, the upwards kind of peak is up at like 125,000, sometimes more a year. For a videographer or a producer, the entry level is about 45,000 or so. The average is about 75,000, and if you're looking for that experienced expert, they're looking for 100,000 plus. Let's talk about a social media manager. They would be, on average entering in at about 45,000. And if they're experienced, they're looking for more like 80,000. A creative media director, so someone who oversees the whole department. Well, the average about 88,000, and many times this is what your graphic designer is looking to become. They're entering as a designer or something like that, a position like that, and they're looking to become more of a creative director. And so the average, like I said, 88,000, and upwards of 158,000 for an experienced creative director. So you have to count these costs, and these creative professionals, though you might find exception, rarely are going to, if you will, work for cheap. A creative professional will also likely only want to work in their specific field. So if you're looking for more of a multi-purpose employee, this may not be the ideal choice. So in other words, if you say, I want somebody who can just do design, web, video, they can do it all, well, many times they say, no, I'm just a designer. That's all I do. I do graphic design. Or you might say, I need somebody, it's even more broad. You say, I need somebody to handle all those media needs, but I also need them to be a youth pastor or a worship leader or something like that. Well, the creative professional is going to say, oh no, that's way out of my wheelhouse. I do my design, or I do video, I do web. And so these are things you have to, again, consider. Another thing is that creative professionals are really good at what they do, and many times they tend to know it. And so what you could run into is sometimes and this is not universally true, but I am a creative professional, and so I am speaking from a little bit of my own pride. A lot of times you can run into this situation. I was very much this way, especially in my early days, that you don't really, you say, no, I'm good at this. I'm the one who's getting paid to do this. I'm educated in this. I've got the experience. And so you're kind of unwilling to hear others' feedback, and it can be very difficult sometimes for the creative, the artist, if you will, to execute somebody else's vision. They just kind of want to execute their own vision. And so this is just something to keep in mind. A lot of times this is a creative professional. This is the mindset that they can tend to bring. And look, I am in this world, but I will say I have worked with many, many creatives, and they all of us have a little bit of this in us, and some is much worse than others. And if you want to hire a true trained creative professional, you've got to have significant room in your budget, and be prepared that you will likely get someone who is very, very specific in just working in their particular field. So these are things you have to consider. Again, the budget matter, and then the matter of you're probably not going to get this all-in-one dream employee that can just do everything for you, whether that be media or beyond. So as you are thinking through and making these really important decisions about delegating and maybe even hiring, here at Church Media HQ, we want to help you. We want to help start your next design or even web project with no upfront cost to you. This is available through our free forever memberships, and you can start for free at churchmediahq.com. And if you are interested in upgrading your membership, well, then be sure to use the code HIRE25. That's HIRE25, and you're going to get 25% off of any upgrade. Use code HIRE25 to get this discount. And you can just start for free at churchmediahq.com. That's churchmediahq.com. Well, if you're like most churches, hiring a trained professional, especially after hearing all this, you're probably like, well, that's not a realistic solution. So the self-taught professional is probably going to more likely be the route you would go if you're looking to make this full-time hire. And that's where we're going to pick it up next time. Until then, stay innovative, keep dreaming, and please don't ever stop creating. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.